College football news, bell notification, subscribe and like to get all the latest breaking college football news. We're going to take a look at some of the Michigan Wolverines recruiting. And people say recruiting doesn't matter, but we're going to prove to you recruiting does matter. And then take a look at the transfer portal out of Alabama and the potential transfer portal into Colorado with the prime time Deion Sanders, right, Coach Prime. As we take a look at here, people that don't think recruiting matters, look at the players on last year's team and this year's team that have been good. You have players like Daxton Hills in the NFL now, Zach Charbonnet, who was a pretty good to great running back in college who transferred to UCLA to get back closer to home and for various other reasons. As we continue to look at the 2019 class, you can see Mozzie Smith was there as the number 11th at his position at the defensive tackle position and 4th in the state of Michigan, right? And he's had a great career and he's going to move on to the NFL. And then you can see down the list a little bit farther, we have Cornelius Johnson. Who's been a great pickup at wide receiver. He was the first in the state of Connecticut, the 26th overall at the wide receiver position, right? And then Anthony Solomon. He didn't really have a great career, and that's why he circled in blue, but he was a high recruit that didn't turn out and pan out. Then if we continue down that same recruiting class, they had David Ajabo, who's in the NFL now, the 7th in the state of New Jersey and the 19th at the defensive end position. Giles Jackson, who's been a pretty good college player who transferred, and Cade McNamara, 1st in the state of Nevada and 7th as a pro-style quarterback, led the team to a Big Ten championship before transferring to Iowa. Continuing down this, DJ Turner, one of the best cover corners in college football, the 49th. This was a great find as only a 3-star. Mike Morris is going to be in the NFL as a defensive end. And Eric All was an All-American tight end and led the team to a Big Ten championship last year and got injured this year and is transferred in the transfer portal, and we'll wait to see where he goes. Recruiting will continue to be a big deal for the Fighting Wolverines and Hopping Jim Harbaugh as they continue to build their program and try to win a national championship this year and try to sustain it as we move on into the future. It all starts on the recruiting trail, whether they were highly ranked or you find diamonds in the rough that are underranked and undervalued coming out of high school. And as we move along here, as we're going to get more into the Michigan recruiting class as the season wears down and in the offseason, but you can see coming out of Alabama, they have lost 6 to 10 4- and 5-star players, some of them starters, into the transfer portal. An offensive lineman, two wide receivers, a running back, a kicker, a defensive lineman, right? And a couple offensive linemen have entered their name into the transfer portal, and the transfer portal opened up on Monday and goes for about 45 days, where all the players that don't like where they're at can immediately transfer out, pick a new team, go in there, start practicing, and play next year. They do not have to sit out a year. The transfer portals like college football free agency and college football news really loves that. It brings more things into the game, and it brings more opportunity for players that aren't happy, or if they go into a school and a coach leaves, they can transfer out, right? Looking at the hottest thing in college football that turned it on its side and on its axis and tilted the axis with Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, leaving his former school, Jackson State, moving to the Colorado Buffaloes, and he's already got a 5-star football recruit leaving Clemson, wanting to go and play for Coach Prime at Colorado. And I love the way he talked to his team when he first met them, a team that looked in shock, a team that knew things were going to change, in the team that knew that they probably weren't going to be on the team the way Coach was talking, because he's going to revamp it. He pretty much said we're a losing organization, we're an embarrassment to college football, and he's got a splash, as he said, 100% locked to Clemson after verbally committing to the Tigers this summer. Deion Sanders is trying to holler at him, and he's probably going to pull many of these top recruits from other schools and in the transfer portal as Colorado gets commitment from 5-star wide receiver Winston Watkins Jr. Over 200 more recruits reach out to Coach Prime, and that's a school, Colorado. And I love what he says, and I love what he's doing and how he carries himself. And Coach Prime is there to change the culture. He's there to change the way they approach football, and he's there to turn them into a winner, because Coach Prime is a winner, and I think he's going to do a great job there.